always fun to get to talk to Logan Thomas, but I'm going to say this. I think you're the star of camp so far. It seems every time I'm looking up, you're hauling in a pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick. How do you think camp's going?
Camp's going good. Offense is having a good camp. Everybody's getting on the same page with Fitz, and things are starting to roll a little bit, and we're feeling good.
It seemed like you and Fitz during mini camp were really trying to work on angles, where he wants you to break off routes, yardages, all those sorts of things. How do you feel that chemistry has developed now 2 weeks into training camp?
It's developing a lot and developing quickly. I think we did pick up pretty good off of OTAs, just being able to just talk through a whole bunch of things, seeing eye to eye, and if we have a certain coverage, he wants me to run a route like this, or if it's zone, the same route but like this. And so now things are starting to stack on top of each other, and we're getting better and better.
So I have to do these, I get asked to do a lot of fantasy football interviews for like serious fantasy football, all these things, and I'm telling them that the guy I think could deliver the most value in fantasy is Logan Thomas. I think you're gonna have a double-digit touchdown campaign. Do people hit you up about fantasy all the time on like social media and stuff?
Honestly, I don't pay attention to social media a whole lot, so they could, I don't know. But, back in the day, I used to play a little fantasy myself. So, hey, I mean, if you can get value late, that's always a good thing.
I don't think it's gonna be late anymore, by the way. I think you're creeping way up. No, it's not late anymore. But speaking of value, you got a new deal done with the team. Was that something you always wanted to happen as they kind of invested in you and you were able to break out here? And how much security does that give you?
It gives me a lot. I'm real excited just to be able to come in to this season and not have any worries about it. Just go out and play ball, play for the love of the game, as I've always done, but with a little bit more security in the back pocket. And for me, I didn't want to be anywhere else. This is home. This is where I grew up watching the Washington team, and then I got here last year, and it just solidified everything that I felt from growing up to my 30 years of life. So I'm blessed, excited to be here and see where this team is moving. Can't wait to be more of a part of it.
Well, and now you can focus more on your post-playing days as a wedding planner.
Exactly. I got to get ordained too. So
that's right. That's right.
At some point,
you're not just going to do the internet thing. You're going to do the real deal.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if I'm going to do it, I got to do it right.
That's right. That's a very inside baseball joke. Logan's wife and you guys own a wedding venue, and she's very into it, right?
Yes. Yeah. She's hands-on. She's pretty much done everything from the measurements to everything on the walls to all the planning. So that's her thing. She's very artistic.
Pete Hoener's a tight ends coach. I love listening to Pete Hoener. First thing in the morning, forget coffee, forget Red Bull, whatever you might be into, Pete Hoener is ready to rock right away. How much do you enjoy that kind of coaching?
I enjoy it a lot. It takes some time getting used to if you've never really had it in your career. And then as you start to understand him and understand why he does it, it makes him that much more special. And especially for my career took off when I got Pete, and he just demands perfection. And if you're not doing the things that you're supposed to, full speed and putting everything you have, he's going to weed you out. But if you do what he asks you to do, you're going to turn out to be a good player.
You're the veteran now in the tight end group, and you've got a rookie in John Bates. Sammis Reyes has never played football before. Even Tamarick Hemingway, who I think is having a really good camp, he's bounced around a little bit. Are those guys coming to you with a ton of questions and asking for advice?
Absolutely, and I'm the type of guy that I'll never turn somebody away, or I just kind of give them a little bit of insight of what I'm looking at or what I feel. And but they're doing a really good job, and they're asking good questions. They're not questions that typical rookies would. John is hands down one of the smartest rookies I've ever been around. He understands the game very much. He picked up the playbook really quick. Obviously for Sammis, it's kind of a different mold. He's never played before. So the questions he asks are a little bit more, like at the baseline, like, okay, if I get this, how do I do it? John's asking a little bit more the expert level questions. And Tamarick, he's, like you said, he's been around. He knows the game. He knows what he's got to do. He's a special type of player. One of my better friends, and I've enjoyed watching him grow the last couple weeks as well.
Unfortunately, my depth chart doesn't matter whatsoever, but I got him as the number 2 tight end, man. I think he's really emerged. If the sincerest form of flattery is imitation, have you seen that the Eagles are trying to convert Tyree Jackson to a tight end? I mean, they are clearly ripping off the Logan Thomas playbook.
hey, I mean, if I can open up a door for somebody else, somebody that's kind of in the same position I was, and me and Tyree have had many conversations. When he first told me that he hit me up, first telling me he was going to change, and I kind of gave him a couple of ideas, things to think about, things to work on that I had troubles with that nobody explained to me when I was making the switch. So I think he's going to have a good opportunity to do so. Things that I'm hearing are that he's doing really well. So I'm excited to see what he does in the preseason, and I'm sure I'll talk to him soon and pick his brain a little bit as well.
I saw, so the Eagles did a scrimmage, like a practice at the Lincoln Financial Field Sunday night, and I know he caught a touchdown there, so that kind of was all over Twitter and stuff. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel Sam Cosmi's doing? Because it's been trial by fire for him, but you're next to him with some regularity. How do you think his game's coming along?
Oh, man, I'm super pumped for Sam and what he's been doing. As a rookie coming in against the two guys that are on our edge, and what he's been doing is pretty special. I'm excited to see what he does in these preseason games as well. If the practice translates to games, he's not going to have a problem at all. And he's been doing a good job getting his hands inside, getting good punches, and locking down that right edge for it.
You had a big year in 2020, but the offense stalled with some regularity. How much better can this offense overall be this season?
We did okay in offense last year. Like you said, we stalled from time to time. But with consistency, I think we can be a very good offense. And what we've been doing this preseason now, we've been doing very well being consistent every day, coming out here, putting our nose to the grindstone and doing what we're supposed to do. And every day we're making plays, whether it's me, Terry, can't wait to have Curtis back, Cam, and Humphreys, man. We've been doing very well, and got some young guys making a lot of plays too, and AGG's been making his splashes, and I'm just excited to see what we can do. And we got guys that are committed and dedicated, and the consistency is there right now.
I got two more. You go up against both of them with a lot of regularity. Who's having the better camp, Chase Young or Montez Sweat?
It's hard to tell because those two guys are swapping sides of formation.
You're one of the few dudes that has like the length they have.
Right. Yeah, we're all about the same height. Now they both their games are different. Like I think I'm not going to tell which. I think one of them is different in the run game versus the other one in the pass game. But the other one in the pass game, for me, gives me more difficulties than say the other does because of speed, size, strength matchups. So,
sure you don't want to tell me which one?
Yeah, you can figure it out based off of how I'm saying it. But the two dudes, man, they're special together, and just the way they're able to collapse the pocket and use speed rushes just as change-ups there. I'm excited to see what they do this year, especially having kind of getting that three-man monster in the middle again that we have with Payne, Ioannidis, and Johns.
And John, sure. There's a lot to like on that defense. Thank you very much, Logan. Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome, man.